After constant wars happening in the Middle East, President Trump has just made it known on Truth Social the other day that Israel and Hamas have agreed to phase one of President Trump's ceasefire plan. I'm Michael Walquist, and you're watching the Common Sense Report. As most of us probably know, Hamas and Israel have been fighting for a pretty long time now, with Israel wanting to completely eliminate Hamas, as Hamas is a terrorist organization, and Israel is wanting to eliminate that terrorist organization as Hamas invaded Israel's borders. Now, in some amazing to hear news, President Trump has officially made it known on Truth Social this week that Israel and Hamas have agreed to phase one of his ceasefire plan, which involves both Hamas and Israel releasing all hostages being held hostage, which is amazing to hear. And the fact that Hamas even agreed to release all hostages is a really good sign that they could very well agree to the rest of Trump's ceasefire plan. So go ahead and take a listen to the announcement that they have agreed to the ceasefire plan.
Just while you were talking, as mentioned, they were waiting on Truth Social, and here it is. President Donald Trump: I am very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel and all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers. Again, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, out on Truth Social as we were talking there. Ari, put this in historical perspective, knowing all we know about the years and years, decades of turmoil in the Middle East.
So yes, it has been made official that both Israel and Hamas have fully agreed to release all hostages as a part of Trump's full ceasefire plan. That is phase one, but the fact that they even agreed to phase one is a really good sign that they could very well agree to the rest of the ceasefire plan. I would not be surprised at all if the Democrats are going to try to thank literally anybody but President Trump, even though they know that it was President Trump that got the war to an end. Ever since President Trump announced that he was going to run in the 2024 election, he made it very clear that he was going to do everything in his power to try to get as many wars as he can possibly get to an end. And he has not disappointed us one bit. He is already working with Russia and Ukraine to get that war to an end. He has already ended multiple major and minor wars, and now he is working with Israel and Hamas to get that war to an end. And this just goes to show Trump is very honest when it comes to getting wars to an end, and he has not disappointed one bit. Now, of course, the Democrats are going to try to find every single excuse possible to say that this was anybody else but President Trump. But their president, President Joe Biden, or former President Joe Biden, during 2020 to 2024, ran the country like garbage. He opened our borders, let a ton of illegal immigrants in. Inflation was crazy high. I mean, I could go on and on and on about how he ruined our country. He had lots of chances to get so many wars to an end. No world leaders like Joe Biden. No, you can tell by the way that he interacts with world leaders that they don't like him. I wouldn't like him either if I were a world leader. He had so many chances to get the Israel and Hamas war to an end, but all he did was prevent Israel from invading Hamas to take out a literal terrorist organization, and all he did was sit in the Oval Office eating ice cream while opening our borders. That's all he did. He did not do anything to try to help the Israel and Hamas war, and all he did was prolong the war, which is why it's gone on for so long now. But thanks to President Trump, it is already coming to an end, and he has not disappointed when it comes to ending wars one bit. So if you are one of the Democrats that has been complaining about the Israel and Hamas war for such a long time, complaining about all the children dying in Gaza, now is your chance to thank President Trump for getting that war that you complained about for so long to an end. So now let's move to the next topic of today's episode, which is going to be Antifa attacking a reporter outside of an ICE facility as she was simply just trying to do her job. She got whacked in the face with a metal pole, getting a black eye, and after she tried to chase down the Antifa, which is now a terrorist organization like they have been this whole time, she tried to chase Antifa down, but other people, a part of Antifa, helped that person that whacked her in the eye with a metal pole hide inside an Antifa home. So go ahead and take a listen to her testimony.
Today I am sitting here with a black eye and a concussion after being violently hit in the face with a metal pole while reporting outside the ICE facility just this past week. After the attack, I immediately went to three Portland police officers who refused to detain the suspect. I took the time to chase down the suspect in the streets, had her held for 35 minutes. I was waiting for Portland police to come, and they never came. Then that's what opened to my eyes to what this group is actually doing. I watched 20 Antifa militants help my assault suspect escape into an Antifa safe house that is 1 block away from the ICE facility. And this safe house is where Antifa-affiliated protesters are conducting paramilitary operations. It's where they're arresting, they're showering, they're eating to continue this occupation. I have staked out this safe house and have observed shift changes. This group is highly organized. It is being funded through mutual aid groups, and they have no plans of stopping. Residents living across the ICE facility have been held hostage by Antifa. They're begging for federal intervention. The city refuses to help, and they want you, President Trump, to come in and restore law and order.
This just goes to show how Antifa is not a peaceful organization. They do not go and peacefully protest. They are violent people who, when they don't get their way, they whack people in the eyeball with a metal pole. That is not a peaceful organization. That is a terrorist organization, and I am very happy that President Trump gave them the official title of a terrorist organization. They have caused so much violence. They assault police officers. They assault law enforcement officers for very simply just trying to do their job. They are so evil. They are so destructive. They only want to cause violence because they're mad at the administration that's in office right now. Suck it up, okay? President Trump is doing way better than Joe Biden would have ever done. This country is becoming safer and safer day by day because Trump actually shut our borders and is keeping people, violent people, from breaking the law. You should be thanking President Trump, not assaulting law enforcement officers and whacking some innocent reporter for simply doing her job with a metal pole. Like, that is unacceptable, and that is not how we handle things when we disagree with people. Thank y'all so much for watching today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to end it here, though. I have lots planned. I have lots to talk about that I really want to document as they are really important to address. But again, unfortunately, we're going to have to end today's episode here. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as it would really help me achieve my goal of 1K subscribers, as I really want to be able to reach more and more people every single day, as I really want to continue Charlie Kirk's legacy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to stay tuned, as I am constantly calling out the lies and hypocrisy of the left.